Good morning, students. Today we will discuss about the characteristics of database approach. So there are four types of characteristics of database approach. The first one is the self-describing nature of database system. Okay. Second one is insulation between program data and data abstraction. Third one is the support multiple use of data and sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. The first characteristics, the self-describing nature of database. What do you mean by self-describing nature of database? See here, in traditional file process system, we don't get the structure of that data. Okay, just we can store the data in the traditional file processing system. But in database, so in database approach, we are getting the structure of the databases. Okay, so here what do you mean by structure of the database system? So that is what are the how many attributes are there, how many tables are there, and in each table how many rows are there, records are there, which is the key attribute. Okay, so which is the primary key, which is the foreign key, everything will be comes into picture for structure. Okay, all those structure will be we will call it as a metadata. Metadata is nothing but a data about data. Data about data is nothing but a structure of the data. Okay, that one will be placed in the catalog. Okay, so and the from or it may be a data dictionary which is used by the a designer database user who can access the information about the database structure. Okay, so here that metadata is stored in catalog and from the data dictionary. Okay, so from the data dictionary that users they may access the structure of the data, but this is not possible in this file traditional file processing system. That's why if you see that data, so every structure is available, so that's why they are calling as a self-describing nature of a database system. So this is the first one. Second one is insulation between program data and data abstraction. See here, in what happens when you want to develop an application. So we will have one front end, we'll have an application program. Another one it will be the back end. That one will be a database. Okay. See here, whenever you want to change the structure of the database, so obviously in traditional file processing, everything will be embedded. That database will be embedded with the application program. See here, what happens whenever you want to change the uh, structure of the database, it will affect the you need to change the code of the application program also. When you want to change the code of the application program, so you need to change it to the structure of the database. There is a link between our database and traditional file process in application program in traditional file processing system. But in database, this this is database is independent and application program is independent. Whenever you want to change the structure of the database, it won't affect to the a traditional file processing system. Okay, whenever you want to change the code for application program, it won't affect to the database. Okay, so that is nothing but an insulation between program data and data abstraction. That's why we are calling as a program data independence. So program is independent, data is independent. There is when you want to change the structure of the data, so there is no there is no link, there is no need to change the database. So if you want to change the structure, no need to change the application program. If you want to change the application program, no need to change the structure. Okay, so that is the second characteristics. Okay, so then third one is support multiple views of data. Okay, so here a view is a subset of a database. What do you mean support multiple use of data? For example, okay, so you are booking a train ticket from Bangalore to Bombay. So here in India, more than 10,000 trains details are available. Okay, so if you log into IRCT website and if you are, you know, see the, you don't, I know if you want to book a ticket for Bangalore to Bombay, so on 20 to 25 trains details will be a listing, but you don't want thousand, uh, 10,000 trains. So that is a particular view, particular subset of data you are viewing. That is possible in the support multiple views of data. Another person at the same time, another person is accessing from Bangalore to Hyderabad train details. So like that, we have a multiple views of data will be displayed in the database. Here it contains a virtual data derived from the database. So here 10,000 data is available in that IRCTC website, but you are accessing only, you are logically you are taking the data from Bangalore to Bombay station trains. Okay, instead of going every time, so you can easily take that logical data from main. Okay, so a multi-user DBMS has different users having a different varieties of applications that might provide facilities for defining a multiple views. Okay, so here view is nothing but I will call it as a virtual table. It's a, instead of every time going to physical data, so if you take a, if you derive that one as a logical view, so you can access easily. Okay, for each applications we may have different views can be, multiple views can be defined. Okay, so this is the a third of third support of multiple views of data, and fourth one sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. Okay, so here sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing, the data is shared among multiple users, thousands of users. The data is shared, but it will be a concurrency software is ensures several users trying to update the same data at the same time, resulting in update after to be correct. So it means suppose you are booking a train ticket from Bangalore to Hubli or Bombay. So here suppose through IRCTC website you are logging and you are doing all these. Selecting date and everything, and finally you are paying the amount. Once you after selecting a berth and a seat, once you click on the payment button, if amount is debited from your account, okay, within a fraction of a second the ticket is booked for you. And same thing should be updated in a software such a way that that ticket should not be available to any user within a fraction of second. Before we will call it as a concurrency need software. That is, when you want to update, it should be available at a fraction of second. It should be available to all other users. That is nothing but a, example OLTP, online analytical transaction processing. We will use for that. And here we have a transaction and asset properties. Whenever something is happened, whenever something is processed, that will be transaction is occurred. Okay, that should be, the transaction should be atomic, and it should have consistency, and it should have isolation, and it should have durability. So these are the four asset properties for that transaction. Okay, so this is a, that DBMS will, database approach will provide a sharing of data and multi-user transaction processing. These are the four characteristics of database approach.